A private member's bill is a proposed law introduced by an MP who is not acting on behalf of the executive branch. The Parliament of Ghana since 1993 has considered only bills from the executive. In view of constitutional and procedural difficulties, Parliament has over the years failed to enact a private member's bill. The Majority Leader presented the proposals to the House.
Introducing private members' bills in this current Parliament will be historic and will also contribute to our democratic credentials as a state. It will put the matter beyond doubt that Parliament is purposed or minded to suo motu exercise the legislative powers vested by Article 93, Clause 2 of the 1992 Republican Constitution to respond to the needs of the public. The Speaker, as you are aware, one of the recommended benchmarks developed by the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association for Democratic Legislatures is that a democratic parliament should ensure that private members can fairly exercise their right to initiate and introduce legislation. Unfortunately, Ghana has not been able to conform to this benchmark.
The Minority Leader, in supporting the motion, called on members not to abuse the privilege that comes with the opportunity for members to draft legislation.
I'd like to urge on colleagues not to abuse this single important opportunity. Elsewhere in the United Kingdom, there is what we call the behind the chair. You may just want to introduce it and lay it in order to provoke debate. How do we determine it? Elsewhere, it is done within the 10-minute rule. You come under a 10-minute rule and you are able to introduce it. And just for purpose of ending, I'm concluding. For instance, in the United Kingdom, medical treatment, prevention, and euthanasia bill, and Winterton introduced it as a private member's bill. Warm Homes and Energy Conservation Bill, David Ames, and then Duncan Smith on Government Powers Limitations Bill. All these were taken through it.
The Speaker referred the adopted proposals to the leadership of the House and asked for a report on the modalities in 10 days.
The leadership of the committees should please report to this House within a week or so, within 10 days from today, so that we can do some useful business before this House rises.
Later, a member of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Roxanne Dafiamapo, disagreed with the judgment of the Supreme Court on the mandate of the Electoral Commission to compile a voters' register.
For the Supreme Court to pronounce categorically without giving justification that where a person who is in possession of a birth certificate issued by the statutory institution Births and Deaths Registry of the Republic of Ghana does not in any way link the content of that birth certificate to the identity of the bearer is problematic. They didn't analyze the issue of identity. They didn't analyze it. They only made a categorical statement and ended it there. And so to say that if they were to accept it, then the national ID card as issued, then it's even a better form of identity. But they have forgotten completely that identifying a person does not always mean that you must look at the photograph of the person at all.
After so many years in the making, today members of the House approved the proposals for the enactment of private members' bill in Parliament. Reporting for Citi News, my name is Duke Menton Kwoku.